Signing a community skirmish, Storm Riders versus Clan, round one, go. Canyon Ambush, gonna be the first map. And this is an interesting first map. I feel like squids are naturally very strong in Canyon Ambush. But that being said, spires can navigate these canyons really, really easily. But it doesn't complement the Mobula very well, so we'll have to see. I'm curious to see how they're going to play this. First up for the Storm Riders, we have the Fancy Fairy. Mobula being piloted by Dimentio. Mercury up top, so they swap that up. Hades and Gatling on the lower deck. Flare and Banshee on the upper. That is a really interesting build, taking the Banshee so that they get the overlapping arcs between the Gatling and the Banshee. They're also bringing the killing feature. It's a squid being piloted by Finks. Carronade front, Banshee starboard side, mine launcher back. Already we're going to have action. Red as the cargo is going to be the Mobula for Clan, being piloted by Steamy Noodle. Hades up top, Gatling, Artemis on the lower decks, Flare and Artemis on the upper. And this spire, it's a Watcher spire with Gatling, Banshee, and Carronade left on the lower deck. Killing feature, as kind of predicted, already going in hard on the Zarathustra. Going to be able to do quite a bit of damage here. Whoop! Killing feature loses their armor with that bump, but there's nothing Zarathustra can really do about that. Armor comes back up immediately, and the killing feature is even going to ram them again into the ground. Quick first kill going over for the Storm Riders. Now, killing feature losing its engines. Hades and Artemis going into them, but there is chem spray on what engines remain, which is 2 of them. 3 of them, actually. I'm surprised they were able to keep all of those engines, and either way, that's going to allow them to survive through this engagement as the Fancy Fairy comes around. They've got the Hades going on the red has the cargo. Flare out as well. Gatling going down. Not going to be able to pop the balloon, though. Balloon going to block it, and red has the cargo, not going to get a whole lot done. Armor down. Banshee going to do some damage, and red has the cargo is going to back up into the terrain. So for those of you in chat who haven't seen this before, this is something I like to occasionally do. I shoutcast a Guns of Icarus online tournament. Something I've been doing for a couple years now. Used to do it more, but now it's an occasional thing. For those of you who are here for the regular stream fare, I will be doing that later today. So that'll be after this, though. I'm going to be covering this tournament till then. So we have respawns way back in the corner for Clan. They're going to be okay. That approach was awful. Honestly, that engagement could have gone completely differently if the Zarathustra just did not go out so far ahead and taken down by the killing feature. Now they're working their way around. Storm Riders have the ambush if they want it. Zarathustra a little bit farther away from that wall, but this cloud is going to obstruct all vision. Fancy Fairy thinking about revealing itself, but it's still got the cloud cover. There we go. Spot down on both the Zarathustra and red has the cargo. Fancy Fairy going to be the first target, but the Zarathustra has no sort of sniping weapons, and killing feature is going to be allowed to get in here real quick behind the Zarathustra, popping that balloon real quick with the carronade. The armor even drops. Balloon is still up, but only barely. This may actually even be worse than a balloon pop. There we go. Balloon pops, making a nice big target for the Banshee of the killing feature. No problem putting whole damage in there. Now the Fancy Fairy also focus firing the Zarathustra. Mercury making short work of that armor as the killing feature puts in that Banshee. Now the armor comes back up immediately. Balloon goes down as well, though. So they're just going to keep dropping. Killing feature is going to follow them down, but that leaves the Fancy Fairy entirely vulnerable. The killing feature has got to take out the Zarathustra quick, and it does it. Fancy Fairy burning Hydro, getting up and out of the way. They lose their armor, but they should be okay. They bring it back up really quick. That's why they have the Gatling on the lower deck, just so they can quickly get over to that armor when they're in a brawling situation. Now the Fancy Fairy gets one more whack on the armor. No return Gatling, but the Ram gonna throw the guns out of arc. Great job from the killing feature, keeping its allies safe and sound. Now red has the cargo, is done. That was some gorgeous squid play right there. Knowing just what they are capable of doing, they know that the Mobula handles like a bar of soap, and so they just have to whack it on one side and completely throw the gun arcs out. That was gorgeous. Now, it looks like Storm Riders just want to stay in the spawn of Clan. They want to close this out. They're notoriously almost reckless, but they feel confident. They're okay going after the Spire like this. Like I was saying, this Watch of Spire really wants to fight in the canyons, oddly enough. That's kind of what these brawling Spires like to do, because they're so good in those situations. As long as they don't get rammed into a wall, of course. Now the Zarathustra moving forward on the Killing Feature. Killing Feature coming in low. So the Zarathustra has no chance to respond, but they're dropping. There's no shoot vent or anything of the like. So they're going to struggle to actually get shots on the Killing Feature. Killing Feature comes around, rises up, out of arc. Beautiful, beautiful squid play, but it looks like they're not going to quite be able to get the arc just yet. They're backing up. Zarathustra trying to back up and get the shots. But now the Killing Feature is in position. They have... Oh, no, they don't. They biffed. The Watch Barrage is going to go out. Doesn't disable any engines, though. Killing Feature is going to be okay. In the meantime, over here on the side, Fancy Fairy eating some damage. They lost their armor. They're eating Hades Fire into their hull. And the Banshee comes out just a little bit too late. Red has the cargo now. Not in that much trouble. They have their fires under control. Fancy Fairy going for a Desperation Ram. They're going to get it, but it's not going to get a whole lot done. Red has the cargo. Almost loses their armor, and it's burning. They're going to be okay. In the meantime, Fancy Fairy losing their armor, Killing Feature, able to leave the Zarathustra entirely behind, and they come in to fight. Red has the cargo. They recognize they need their ally, the Fancy Fairy, to take this engagement. And they lose the armor. Banshee's there. It's just going to take a little bit more, but the pipe gets in the way. They're barely going to survive, but they're out of balloon, and Red has the cargo is dropping hard, giving easy arcs for the Hades. Armor drops, and it's just going to take a little bit more. Banshee is still reloading. There it is, and that's going to be enough. Storm Rider is taking that one 5-0. Very convincing.